Hey Ty, this is Mrs. Skogland. Just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on your summer assignment. And so we're mostly going to be talking about the afterword, the last chapter, since that was the question that you had starred. But I'll kind of reference some other things as we're going through the project as well. So the first thing that I look for in a body paragraph format, which is what this is that you have a topic sentence, and ideally we would like that to actually answer the question that was provided, and then that way it kind of previews what you're going to talk about in the rest of the paragraph. I thought in this paragraph, Ty, you did a good job with this. So you say like, you think you're best at empathy and the worst at design, which is what this question had asked. However, if I scroll up, I noticed in your other L-directed paragraphs, like this one, you don't always necessarily answer the question. So like this one asked you about an anecdote about why empathy is important in the business world, and you kind of just say we're making a shift toward that. So I did have to count off a little bit for that. So I would encourage you to go back to maybe some of your other paragraphs and make sure those topic sentences really answer the question. Next, I look actually at the end of your paragraph for what's called a concluding sentence, and we want that to also go back to the question and kind of make it feel like, signaling to the reader that the paragraph is over. I think you did a really good job with your concluding sentences. They all sort of tied back to the question and clearly let me know that the paragraph was wrapping up. So good job there. All right, next on evidence. I think you did a good job selecting your evidence. So in this paragraph, I like how you have a quote about empathy and then a quote about design. That was good because it allowed you to like develop the paragraph nicely. What I would encourage you to work on, Ty, is what we call embedding, or how like you integrate your evidence, because notice you have a lot of sentences that are, or quotes rather, that are just sentences on their own. And because this is your writing, we really want to see you sort of lead into the quote. So even if it's just something as simple as Daniel Pink explains, design is blah, 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 but at least you're the one who's leading into that. So that's something we'll want to go back and fix for sure. All right, next I look at commentary. And I think you're on the right track with commentary, Ty, in that you're not just like literally summarizing what the quote said. But I would also like to see maybe a little more, see it expanded. So like for this one, when it says, you're talking about design, you kind of say art and design is a struggle for you. Well, why is that? Or maybe tell me like an example of when you discovered that, or how you're going to work to fix it or something, right? So do a little bit more than just tell me kind of what you already said in the topic sentence. Finally, I looked at your conventions and in-text citations. Conventions, I noticed you had some proofreading things we missed, like capitalization, capitalizing and italicizing the book. So just want to make sure we proofread and catch those kind of things. But your in-text citations looked perfect, so that was great. Definitely keep that up. I also thought your R-directed activities looked good, and I really liked this one in chapter 3 where you wrote about a factory worker versus like a conceptual age worker, and I liked that you tied in R and L-directed thinking to those. I could definitely tell that you read and like understood the concepts there. So anyway, just wanted to give you a little feedback, Ty.